Back here on Center Stage, we're here with two-time World Series champion David Wells. So, David, in '86, you had quite a year. You start in low A, you go to double A, you get called to triple A Syracuse, and then you get the call to the show. What's it like when you get that phone call?
Pretty cool.
Yeah?
You know, I mean, because that's what we're going for, and you know, you see all these guys around you getting called up. And I remember in rookie ball, the coach come in and say, hey, someone's getting called. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, chest out there, and it wasn't. I was like, just deflated. I'm like, kidding me? I'm a second rounder, man. I should be getting called up or something. You know, it was kind of heartbreaking, but you know, it is what it is. You just got to fight your way through.
Now, you got called up once and you said I couldn't go because your shoulder hurt, right?
My shoulder was like on fire.
Right.
Because, you know, after the elbow surgery, you know, I was compensating for it a little bit, and my shoulder started hurting. You know, I had tore my labrum and my rotator cuff, so there again was another rehab assignment, which was not fun.
But you came back
that hurt more than the elbow hurt.
You came back throwing 97 miles an hour, so whoever did the surgery did a pretty good job.
Dr. Andrews is a god.
Wow.
In my eyes, but you know, it's just I guess it's the will for you know, not giving up, because you look at your options. You go, okay, you give up baseball, what the hell are you going to do?
Right.
You're going to have to start over. And it was just like, it was a scary moment again.
You pitched so well that year that you kind of get on the radar of Pat Gillick, the GM of the Blue Jays. But he starts to get on your weight, right?
He gave the trainer a scale and weighed me every day.
Were you overweight at that point?
I was 190-something pounds. He wanted me to weigh 180-something pounds. I never understood it, and that's why I don't like the guy. Because they mess with me. This guy messed with my brain a lot in the minor leagues and even in the big leagues. But he would fine me $100 a pound while I was overweight. I'm running in 100 and something degree weather trying to lose weight. So I learned. I just went to the trainer. I said, dude, I'm going to kill myself if we do this. I'll take care of you. Let's just give me right at or a pound under or whatever. And then when I got to the big leagues, they were still doing the same thing. I learned how to doctor that scale a little bit. So we went in there, I got on that sucker, and I was always 2 pounds under, so it was good. And I remember when I got traded from Detroit to Cincinnati, and then I got traded to Baltimore.
And he's the GM there.
First game in Baltimore, opening day, and the pitcher's gone, and we have our meeting. It's in a room, a big round table, and I sit on this dresser right here, and the front door is right there. Pat Gillick walks in. And I look, and I see him there, and he sits right next to me, and my brain's starting to stew here, and I'm like, I just turned around, I said, what are you doing in here? He goes, I'm listening to the meeting. I said, no, you're not. I said, get your bleep, bleep, bleep ass out of here, because you don't belong in here. And I said it out loud. Everyone just went, and he turned red as a tomato, didn't know what to say. He turned around and walked out. And that's,
wow.
Yeah.
Friend for life.
Yeah, you think?
So let's go back. You get the call to Toronto again. Who's the first person you call when you know you're going to the big leagues? Your shoulder's not barking, your elbow's okay, you've earned your way up there. Who's the first person you call?
Mom.
What'd she do?
She was ecstatic. She was screaming, yelling, but I don't think she knew what she was screaming and yelling about.
Right.
But I just said, Mom, I'm going to the show. It's like you see in Bull Durham, you're going to the show.
June 30th, 1987, you make your Major League debut, and of course, it has to be against the Yankees and Ron Guidry. You remember much about that?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't sleep that whole night. And I didn't know who was pitching for him the next day, but I just was so hyped up. And then all of a sudden I see Ron Guidry warming up. I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cool. I was like a kid in a candy store.
Right.
To share the mound with your idol, childhood idol, the
cool.
storybook couldn't have gotten any better. But the sucker beat me 4-0, so I was like, not pissed.
Now, you made one more start, you lose that, and then they send you down. So obviously you're disappointed.
Right.
You ended up working with the pitching coach, Dave LaRoche, who was a former Yankee, and he said, you know, probably your best route is to go in the bullpen. And you pitched out of the bullpen in September in a pennant race, and you were 4-1 with a 1.50 ERA.
Well, Dave got me back up quick because he said, he saw the staff that the Blue Jays had, and he just said, let's just try this because you got such a live arm and all that. So he talked to him, and so when they brought me up, that's where they put me. I had an incredible September. Our last games against Detroit I think they were all by 1 run. It was incredible. And so I remember Clancy gets booted out in the third, and I pitched the rest of the game in Detroit. And if we end up winning, Jimmy says, pack your bags, you're going to Minnesota. I was like, wow, this is cool. That was a wake-up call saying, you know, they're thinking of me now. Instead of sending me down, I'm going to the playoffs. but we end up losing to Detroit.
The next 5 seasons, though, with Toronto, kind of rocky ones. You and management, butt heads. Why did it go wrong in Toronto?
Well, it started with Pat Gillick, obviously, but I remember getting released in '93. I'm in big league camp, and it's towards the end of the spring training. And that morning, I saw Pat Gillick, I saw Gord Ash. Pat starts telling me, hey, we thought you're not the pitcher we thought you were. You know, your skills have pretty much diminished, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, here we go. You know, yeah, right. And then Gord Ash starts in on me, and I signed my name on the release arm, and I went, bum, 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 bum. Both the finger, told him the F-bomb, and walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where does he go after that? We'll find out when we return on Center Stage.